Hey guys, it's Mike here with another exercise tutorial of sorts. I'm by our TRX apparatus here at Hoops Boot Camp and Fitness. I'm going to talk once again, like I talked about on rowing, on your foot position and how it affects the exercise, good or bad, challenging or less challenging in this case. So I'm going to focus on the upper body exercises that we will do on TRX, like our rows, our push-ups, our curls, the overhead tricep extensions, cross delt fly, whatever it is we do that's an upper body exercise. There are two ways to alter the difficulty level. There's one way that most of you are familiar with, and that is your foot position relative to what we call the anchor point. That's the part of the equipment that these straps are actually attached to. That's called the anchor point. And your foot position relative to that will dictate how far back your body is leaned, and the further back your body is leaned, the more difficult an exercise is going to be because you are now bearing more weight to have to pull yourself up. Demonstrating that in action, the more lean back you are, that means your feet are very close to the anchor point, almost directly underneath, and you can get yourself almost flat. And we'll do that sometimes with our inverted rows. We'll be all the way underneath, and that's an exceptionally difficult position. And conversely, if it's starting to feel too heavy, you start walking your feet back and making it a little bit less challenging. You're bearing a little bit less weight. And the cool thing about TRX and upper body exercises is you can change that difficulty on the fly. Mid-repetition, you can alter your feet. You can move your feet around forward or back, make it more challenging or less challenging. So that's one way, your foot position relative to the anchor point. The other way that you can make an upper body TRX exercise more challenging is your foot position relative to each other. Generally speaking, we want your feet about shoulder width apart for almost any exercise that we do in here. When you start narrowing your feet, and we'll see this often with people who are brand new to exercise, is they'll start off almost every exercise with their feet together as though they need to be standing at attention. In some respects, that's okay, but starting out, you definitely do not want to have your feet together. And that's the same thing here on TRX. And the reason that is, when you have that foot position that is shoulder width or so apart, you're nice and balanced. So on an upper body TRX exercise, that allows you to focus on actually doing the movement, and your body is taking care of most of the balance aspects of the exercise. You start to move your feet a little bit closer together and watch what happens. It does start to become more difficult without making it heavier, because now the balance of the exercise, the balance aspect, is transferred to your upper body. And if you ever really doubt if that's the case or not, try to do an upper body exercise on one leg. And we'll do that every now and then. It makes it a lot more challenging without actually making the movement, out of breath, without making it, I'm out of shape. Without making the exercise heavier, you can make it more challenging by moving your feet around closer together or further apart. So always start off an exercise with your foot position shoulder width apart. As you get more adept at the exercise, you're better form, you're stronger, then start playing with the foot position relative to each other. But don't do that until you have the basic aspects of any exercise, whether it's TRX or curls or squats or whatever it is. Keep your foot position shoulder width apart, make it more challenging, moving your feet together. So that's your two ways: foot position relative to the anchor point and foot position relative to each other for TRX upper body exercise. I'm Mike. I approve this message. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.